My name is Dr. Rowe with Nurtured Wellness. Today we are covering scoliosis rehab exercises. Make sure that you are aware of your specific curvature, whether you have a C curve or an S curve. Also, please be aware of the blocking or the specific supports that your therapist has spoken with you about if you have seen a physical therapist or a chiropractor who specializes or works with individuals with scoliosis. Always check with your specific medical team to make sure that this would be appropriate for you. Starting off with a seated exercise. Depending on your particular curvature, you may have supports under your sit bones. A support would be something like a rolled or folded towel or a rice bag, or maybe even a wedge, a foam wedge that you would place underneath your sit bone to be able to make the appropriate modifications or adjustments needed to help you gain that straightening of your spine. If we have a Levo Convex curvature with the apex of the convexity at T12 L1, our spine is going to be going off to the left like so with a rotation component forward. Our goal is to bring that rotation component backward and be able to lengthen the spine into one straight unit. We want to be able to do so by making sure that we are seated with our feet about hip width apart at 90 degrees. Make sure that you are seated on something that allows your hips to be at 90 degrees as well. From here, we want to make any modifications necessary. Again, creating that component of rotation backwards where we would normally have some forward rotation. So here, I'm going to have this rotate backwards, for example. I'm placing my hands on my hips to prevent the hips from moving from a neutral position. So keep the hips neutral. We rotate that component backwards. Inhale into the concavity. And exhale, holding that tension where we inhaled into that right concavity. Hold that tension. Now bring your arms up, place them kind of as a guide. You want your elbows to be straight. This is going to be your guide to keep you nice and tall, but also to prevent from going back into that forward rotation. Breathe into that right side concavity. Expand the ribs out and back into the right side. And as you exhale, hold that tension, keep tall with that straight alignment. We're doing 5 breaths here, a deep breath in to that concavity. Exhale, keeping that tension in that right low back with the right ribs expanded out and back. Inhale again. Really stretching, allowing those muscles to feel the tension, get them activated. Exhale, we're here for 2 more. Deep breath in. Hold that tension, stay nice and tall, prevent rotation as you exhale, and 1 more inhale. Activate those muscles out and backwards, and exhale. Moving into our next exercise for scoliosis rehab, this is going to be a prone tabletop kind of position. Tabletop in the sense that you would be like this, meaning all fours, except we're going to modify to try to correct for that concavity. You can take your bench, place it long ways. The goal here, if you don't have a bench, is to use something like a wide enough box to where you are able to place your forearms and your hands on that box. We want to place our hands in a diamond position with pinkies touching and thumbs touching. Diamond, and place that on your bench or your box. Make sure that our elbows go straight out to the side and we are resting our head on the back of our hands. Allow for the knees to be at 90 degrees. Now, if we have a Levo convexity, our right side will have a concavity, having our right side then drop down and shifting our hips like so.
We want to correct for this by breathing into the concavity, raising that right low back, removing that rotation component, and creating traction in the pelvis. We can do this by engaging our core, creating a posterior pelvic tilt with traction backwards if you have a traction belt. If you do not have a traction belt, simply focus on creating a posterior pelvic tilt, going from forward to backward, and now rotating that component of the right concavity upwards so that we are now parallel. And from here, making sure the right shoulder doesn't lift up as you rotate that right low back. So keep that shoulder pressed into the bench or into your box. We breathe into that right low back. Deep breath in. Expand those ribs back and out. Hold that tension on that right concavity as you exhale, allowing the breath to leave you. Keeping that tension. Inhale, create more tension into that right concavity. Exhale, keeping that same tension, creating traction backwards with that posterior tilt. Deep breath in. Being aware of your elbows being pressed into that box and bench, expanding the ribs back and out. Let the air leave your body as you keep holding that tension, focusing that right side upward with the ribs back and out. One more breath here. Deep breath in. And exhale. Continue to have that tension in that right side. Very good. Slowly come up off of that and allow a release. Always reset between exercises and allow a release so that you're able to feel the difference between the exercises, activating those muscles, the postural muscles, and then your natural. And you'll start to note that difference, and your body will automatically start correcting as you continue practicing these exercises, either daily or on whatever care plan your physical therapist or chiropractor or specialist might have you on. Let's continue moving into our side angle exercise. This is a standing exercise with a support on a bench like so. Our goal is to remove the convexity, allowing it to lengthen, and remove the concavity, allowing it to stretch. Setting up on our bench with our knee on the bench. If you have a Levo Convex curve, our left knee will be on the bench. If it is the opposite, then your right knee will be on the bench. We want our leg to be at the same plane as our kneeling leg and slightly angled to the side so that we are even when we are standing here. So we don't want to be like so. We want to be angled because this will help us with our shift as we shift our torso to straighten out that convexity and concavity. From here, you are going to remove the rotation component. So if you have Levo Convex, you're going to bring that right low back backwards, adjust your hips, correcting that anterior pelvic tilt. So remove that pelvic tilt, bring your hips to neutral, bring that right rotation component to be straight. Breathe into that and hold here. Feel that tension. From this part, go ahead and bring your right hand onto your shoulder, left hand straight overhead. Keep your chin tucked to prevent neck tension, and lean your torso by hinging at the hip. And again, this is going to be a modified version as you will be standing. So we want to make sure that we are keeping our hips
straight. If putting the arm straight overhead causes a challenge in that, you can leave this hand here to help guide. Once we have corrected for that rotational component, press into the ground with your right leg as you hinge over on the left, preventing rotation. Last component, we are going to tilt, keeping our foot driving into that right side. Arm goes on our shoulder as a support. And our goal is to lengthen that concavity. Don't fall into that rotation. This is where the core activation really plays into this exercise. Breathe into that right low back, engaging those muscles that will help keep you or prevent you from rotating away. I prefer having the left arm overhead because it allows for when you create that hinge to really create lengthening into that right-sided concavity. I am also going to show the kneeling variation for our exercise. We're going to place one hand on our hip for support. We're going to take our leg with our concavity, or our leg for the side of our concavity. We're going to place it outward, and we're going to press into the ground right here. Making sure we've removed the rotary component for that right-sided concavity. We're going to place our right fingers on our right shoulder, breathing into that right low back, and hinging. Inhale into the right low back, and exhale. Hold that tension. If you need your left arm to prevent that rotation, you can place that as support as well. Keep your neck neutral, touching your chin. Drive into that right leg on the ground. Inhale into that right low back. And exhale. We're going to finish off with our side lying exercise, making note of where you are supposed to have your supports for your curve specifically. For a levo convexity with the apex of the convexity at T12L1 area, you can find that region by going to the bottom edge of the ribs on the side, or you can work your way from your iliac crest. If you go into your iliac crest, we are at level L4. If you come right across onto your lumbar spinous processes. From here, we can count up 3, 2, 1. Keeping in mind, your curvature will have that off a little bit, and that's why I go off of the ribs. If you walk off to the side, that will be right at the bottom edge of the ribs. Depending on different torso sizes and things of that nature, it might vary a little bit. You want one yoga block that you can have for your head support, and one yoga block that you can use either for your leg support if necessary, if that's how you usually set up. And then obviously your rolled towels for support underneath. You will set up, if you need towels for support underneath, because that's how you usually set up, the towels will go to support that convexity and help with straightening the concavity. You will lay down on your side, like so, visualizing that your nose is in line with your belly button, bending the legs, having the feet in line with your pelvis, correcting any anterior pelvic tilt with a posterior pelvic tilt, keeping the spine neutral. Straighten the top leg overhead. Take either your left arm straightened underneath you, or you can have it as I have it, curled underneath, stacked, and then your support or your towel will go underneath
the ribs on this side, that bottom edge of the ribs. You are going to place either your arm straight overhead like so, if that is how you have been taught, or you can place your arm as support as we have been with the fingers on your shoulder. Again, our goal is to keep our spine neutral and in the line. We're going to take out that rotation component, keeping our hips neutral and breathing into that right low back, making sure that our spine is nice and straight and the rotation angle has been taken out. Fingers go on your shoulder, elbows straight overhead, in the line, deep breath into that right low back. Expand almost as if this muscle is reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, hold that tension as the air leaves your body. Keep that tension. Memorize what that feels like. Inhale. Expand a little bit further if you can. Hold that tension as the air leaves your body. Inhale. Exhale as the air leaves your body. Continue to feel that tension. Remember what it feels like. Inhale. Exhale. Hold that tension. Continue to remember what it feels like. And if you want to add a little challenge to this exercise, inhale. Exhale, lift the right leg back, slightly angled backwards. Inhale here. Exhale, allow the leg to come back down. Inhale, expand into those ribs, right low back. Exhale, lift the leg, holding that tension on the right side. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhale, expand that right low back, right ribs go back and out. Exhale, lift the leg. Focusing on that right glute. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale into that right low back. Exhale, lift the leg slightly, hold, inhale, and exhale, bring it down. Inhale into the right low back once more, and hold, and release.
Likewise, we can stretch our arm out in front of us, placing our block right by our face to keep our spine neutral for our side lying exercise. From here, we ensure that anterior pelvic tilt is corrected. Feet are in line. If you want to use your hand as support, you can place your right hand as well on your shoulder. Straighten that right leg to stretch and lengthen that concavity. Imagine you are being pulled from the very, very tippy top of your spine. Prevent any forward rotation into that concavity and create backward rotation with the right low back. Inhale into that right side. Exhale, keep that tension as the air leaves your body. Inhale into that right low back with the QL reaching up towards the sky. And exhale.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more evidence-based exercises and health and wellness tips.